Hey, before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Hey, what's up, Transformers fans, my fellow geek gals and geek guys? Thank you for coming back for another episode of MixelPix Transformers Prime Time. I'm Mike, and on this episode, we're going to be discussing a cool release from APC Toys, APC 005 Angel Engine, their homage to Transformers Prime Arcee. So it's been 10 years since Transformers Prime first appeared on TV, and it's been 9 years since the First Edition Deluxe Arcee toy was issued by Hasbro and then Takara Tomy. I discovered the series in the last couple years and really enjoyed it. It's a refreshing take on the G1 era, which reveals more about the characters themselves than the original cartoon did. I started collecting Transformers Prime toys after I saw the series, and eventually worked my way up to getting Arcee, a tough but lovable Autobot fembot. So I've got a copy of First Edition Arcee, the deluxe version, and I haven't opened it yet. So I'm actually getting an experience of Arcee without actually having the experience of Arcee from the official release. In researching the Transformer Prime toys, I found out that third-party toy company Dr. Wu had produced an accessory kit way back in like 2013, which gave her two guns that her official toy didn't come with. So her original release was not 100% screen accurate, only coming with two arm blades and omitting the actual guns that she sports. So this became one of my holy grail collecting items that I wanted to go with my First Edition Arcee. I ended up finding that on eBay just before Christmas 2020, and at about that time, I found out that a third-party company was going to put out a Transformers Prime Arcee. So I made the pre-order. Since the bot turned out to be an APC Toys release, I assumed it would probably come with the premier accessories, like their Attack Prime came with the cartoon face, which Dr. Wu had put out a version of so many years ago. So here it is, February 2021, and APC Toys brings us the first third-party version of Transformers Prime Arcee, 9 years after the official First Edition releases. There have been 5 deluxe class Arcees released since 2011. The Hasbro First Edition, the Takara First Edition, the Bic Camera and Edition Electronics Stores limited edition blue chrome sweepstakes version, say that one 5 times fast, and the Takara Arms Micron and Hasbro RID versions, though the Micron and RID versions are apparently a little smaller than the other deluxes. Interestingly enough, the RID Arcee is the one that is considered the most screen accurate to the cartoon. How she scales to the First Edition Prime and the Deluxe Megatron that came out later, I don't know. So if you're looking for the complete package for Arcee, stay tuned to more details here in this review, but I think APC Toys version is a very good one for you to consider for your collection. So without further ado, here's my review of APC Toys APC 005 Angel Engine, their homage to Transformers Prime Arcee. Now, I already started opening this because I didn't think that it was this other package. This one's from showzstore.com, and this one is from tfdirect.com. Now, if I were more of a detective, I would have looked on the label and seen that it actually says, yes, APC 005. So, really, there was no mystery necessary, but in my brilliance, I decided to start opening this one up because I thought it couldn't be this. So in short, they're both the same thing. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, APC Toys comes through again. Another Transformers Prime character, Arcee. They call her Angel Engine, and apparently her call number is APC 005, although I'm not seeing it on the box here. But that's okay. So let's have a look. But before we do, let's go ahead and open this up. Show Z Store. Already have a cut, courtesy of, I don't know who. I guess I don't need the knife. Oh, maybe I do. Okay. And I gotta say, I love the Show Z Store Pride. And I dig the corner protectors. There is some kind of barcode on here. Not sure what that's all about. A couple of punches in the box here. Hopefully nothing really went through. It doesn't look like it probably did, so probably okay. Don't know what that barcode's supposed to be still, but here we go. Yep, there we go. And another Angel Engine APC 005. This one delivered to us from showzstore.com. Quick spin of the box. And it's not art this time. It's kind of a bummer. I liked the art that they were doing for Optimus and Megatron, but this is actual, these are actual product shots. Product photo there. Oh, there we go, there's the art. It's on the flip side of the box. And there's some more art. Okay, cool. And there's the name, Production Angel Engine. And the bottom of the box with some more art on it. Cool. All right, let's open it up and have a look at APC Toys' take on Transformers Prime Arcee. So we've got some tabs here saying that this is an uncompromised copy, which is wonderful. I love that. Nothing else inside. Instructions. Got some decent color here at the top. Everything else is black and white. All right. Cool. And there she is. Some of her parts kind of obscuring her, but yeah, there she is. So those eyes are looking pretty good. They almost look like they're glowing on camera, but that's just the painted eyes reflecting the light here. And let's take her out and see what she looks like. I like the little smirk. It's a nice head sculpt. How much of this thing is an actual knockoff? I mean, or is this all an original sculpt? But the blue really comes through on camera really well. It looks better on camera, honestly, than it does in person. But even in person, it's impressive. It's nice and smooth and shiny. It's kind of strange that the pink accents are so pale, but they really are pale. But this detail is really nice looking. Guess she's got some light piping in here for her eyes, so maybe her eyes are glowing a little bit. I don't know. Like she's got this little window here for some light piping. But those eyes, man. Yeah, she is a good looking figure. Let's see if we can get her to stand. Oh yeah. No real problem there. Fantastic. All right, what else has she got? Ah, one gun. Looking really nice. I like that they decided to do some translucent plastic and paint over it. That gives a nice, you know, kind of reality and depth to the weapon. Second gun, same as the first gun. Oh, cool. One of her blades. It looks kind of like it's got some, like it's marked up here on the top. Oh, it's just some dust, I guess. So I've just wiped off. Nice paint app, and that blue metallic, you know, really comes through. It might be a little thin. It looks like it's a little thin here on this strut. So maybe not a great paint application, but it looks pretty good though. And the corresponding other one. Ooh. And I'm not really familiar with all of her weapons, so I watched the entire series, but I can't say that I'm an expert on Arcee. But this looks like a pretty mean blade here. And the matching blade. Huh. I thought the tip was kind of curved in, but I guess it just kind of flares out a little bit at the end. But good looking, again. Okay, so here is Arcee APC 005 from APC Toys in her bot mode. Now, one thing that is interesting is that APC Toys, I don't think they put their mark on this anywhere. So I'm not sure what's up with that. They have been pretty brand proud before. Huh. Oh well. Still, they've got the cool box art. All right, let's see how some of that weaponry goes on her. All right, there she is with her arm blades. I don't recall seeing them in the cartoon, but so much happens in the cartoon, it's hard to keep track of. But those are a cool little extra offensive, defensive weapon there. I mean, put that blade up and man, I don't know too many people who are gonna wanna come near you. So she's looking really cool. I dig the sculpt. Not sure about the posability yet. She's easy to for the limbs to move. So it's not like they stick in place really well, but as you can see, her arms aren't falling either. So she seems to be hopefully stiff enough, but also a little bit on the light side, so she doesn't have her own kind of like, you know, rigidity, if I can use that term. So I was looking for an explanation of how this gun is supposed to attach, because it looks like it has a handle, and yet her hand and her arm just fell off. So when I went to twist her arm, but thankfully it's a ball joint. So hopefully that just goes back on. Okay, there we go. So you can see her hand here is just a molded piece, and it's very slight in its grip. It is not gonna hold that thick gun stock there. So I thought maybe since this is a different piece of plastic that this is probably going to move or something, but I haven't been able to figure out how it moves. And the instructions aren't really helpful either, because they don't even talk about those weapons. I haven't found a single shot in here that shows how to mount those weapons. The only weapons it shows are those arm blades, and nowhere else does it actually detail how you're supposed to attach those guns. And yet I know, pretty sure in the cartoon, Except here, you know, you can see that picture with the weapon there in the foreground, but that's not instructive. And if I remember the show correctly, her hands are supposed to transform into those arm cannons. So, let's see about what this takes to make this happen. I'm not sure if this black piece, it's wiggly. I just don't know if it's supposed to pop out. So, hopefully I don't damage anything. Okay, that just popped out. So able to get that out. Of what use that is, I don't know. Unless another character is supposed to be able to use the gun as well. But, okay, so the hand does slip into the gun, and it's got a nice little shelf inside where her thumb slides over. So, you know, the resistance of her hand and that little pocket, I guess, helps probably. But it does slip onto the hand. So there we go. We've got her transformed arm weapon. Just do it again for this one. And it's got a little peg here on either side, as you can see. And I was able to just twist that out. So there you go. And then you can see her hand is there, her thumb. And then inside, there is a little plastic area in the back of that box that the thumb looks like it slides into. There it goes. There you go, it's swiveling on her wrist. So, 2 guns. Not bad, not bad. Let me see if I can get her into a good pose. Oh wait, one more set of weapons. So there are 2 of these, and also in the directions I can't quite make out if these are shown, and they don't really have much of an attachment point. They've just got this flat-ish piece here that I think is a connector, but let's just see if she can hold it. Okay, let's slide that right in there in her hand, and no, it does not really want to fit in her hand. There's no real grip on it. If I put it in backwards, no. If I put it in her hand like this, again, no grip, just falls out. So I'm not sure where that piece goes. If you already know, let us know in the comments below, because I would love to know, and maybe it's going to be in the alt mode, but you know, help anybody else out who might not know what this is either. So the sculpt on the face is really nice. The expression is cool, has some personality to it. Those eyes really pop, and the paints that they used, the pink has like a metallic sheen to it, and the blue does too. I really like the variety of paints and colors they used on her, putting some detail in there that didn't necessarily have to be there, like the different colors of plastic, the different translucencies of plastics. Wow, look at that. Even have some metallic paint up there, I guess, on the gauges for the motorcycle. And looking down here, she's got some nice accents around the cuffs for her hands. Nice accents around the calves. And they've, you know, they painted both sides, so it's not like they cheaped out and just went with the ones that were exposed on the outside. You've got some nice metallic paint here, and the sculpt is just, you know, really pretty fine. A lot of little detail. Look at this, they got black and silver there to complement each other. And just well done. I'm really impressed with APC doing Arcee. I don't know how she compares to the actual First Edition Arcee. Personally, I have not opened up my copy of First Edition Arcee, and I may not, considering whether or not I really enjoy Arcee here from APC Toys. All right, let's get her posed. Oh, and before we move on, how about the articulation of the character? So let's check out the shoulders. We saw that it can pop off on that ball joint fairly easily. She's got some impingement here when she raises her arm because of this fairing here and the shoulder here. This looks like it can rotate, this shoulder shield. Maybe. Looks like it moved a little bit. Okay. It can move forward. So if you move it forward, then she can raise her arm pretty much full 90 degrees. She can rotate 180 because of that ball joint. So she can wing out. She can't articulate past that point where she's even with her shoulders, I guess. So her arm can't bend further than that. She's got a single swivel, looks like, elbow joint with no seeming bicep swivel or forearm swivel. No wrist swivel, but we do have a wrist bend, and that wrist bend goes both ways. So that's good. How about her head? I found out her collar moves up, so maybe that's part of her tilt up. I'm not sure. The head can tilt down. That's a pretty good down tilt. The head up is almost just the flat look straight ahead. There really isn't a tilt up, it seems. Unless maybe you let that collar go and you raise the whole thing and then she can look up a little bit. But yeah, doesn't seem to be... Okay, she can tilt her head up, but it collides with the motorcycle parts back here. So to get her head to raise up, like, I guess you have to be... Yeah, you have to be sideways. So she can look up sideways, but she can't really look up that well looking straight ahead. Tilt. No. Okay, tiny bit of tilt. But honestly, it seems to tilt more. It's hard to know if she's actually standing straight up here because she's just so easy to move all of her limbs. So yeah, it seems like she's got a little impingement going to the right. I guess you should see a chiropractor about that. To the right, she's good. To the left, not so good. Interesting. Okay, so down tilt, yes. Up tilt, only if you're really looking to the side, or if maybe you raise the collar a little bit, but it's not a lot of a head tilt straight at the camera. And head tilt to the left, not really. It's like stuck or something. Head tilt to the right, yes. Okay, so how about hip swivel? Does she have a hip swivel? She has a funky hip swivel because I'm imagining that's part of her transformation. So her hips actually slide out to the side if you wanted to swivel her. But she does not have a centered swivel. I don't think she has an ab crunch. So, yeah. No ab crunch. But she does have good kickability. She can go out 90 degrees with her kick. She can go back more than 90 degrees with her kick. How about her knee bend? Ooh, she's got a good knee bend. Wow, that can be some dynamic posing right there. Look at that. Yeah, very cool. So that's beyond a 90 degree bend for her knee. How about her foot tilt? Does she have a foot tilt? It seems like she should, but... Huh. There's this pin here, and I thought maybe it would be a tilt pin, but I can't seem to move... Oh, there we go. Okay, so her foot can move back. It kind of... And then you can hold one of her legs. And what do you call her now? Unicycle Arcee? I don't know. But again, looks like it's just a ball joint. Okay. So that foot, it does collide with this motorcycle part here. And but if you can push it past that, then she can go on her tippy toe, looks like. But she does not have much of a, yeah, her foot bend just is not very good. I don't know how posable that's going to be, because she's got a very pointy toe, and the only thing that seems to move is the entire foot. So I guess if she's running, it can look cool because she's kicking up her foot. But as far as when she plants, I don't know how good that's going to be for posability. Okay, how about an ankle rocker? I don't think so. I doubt it. I mean, she's a small character, and there's this kibble here in the way. So unless that's all supposed to move, which I'm not sure it is, then no, it doesn't appear like... Okay, so the kibble will move, but that doesn't mean that her foot is moving. So, I think that's pretty much a no there on the ankle tilt. As you can see, she is a little bit easy to to screw up as far as the way she's posed, because her limbs do move fairly easily, but she is good looking. Kibble on the back, you know, what can you expect? She's a motorcycle, and I don't think it's too bad. You got some hollowness in the back of the legs, but I'm not gonna let that bother me too much. Now let's get her posed and see what she can do. And bot mode. I think she looks really good. She can be a bit finicky to pose, but you can get some really cool looks. And I have to hand it to APC Toys about the paint, even though it's fragile. The fact that they decided to model their Arcee off of the limited edition blue chrome Arcee, I think was a really good choice. Now, as I've discussed with some other fans online, a masterpiece scale Transformers Prime line could be really cool. And in that line, you could do a paint job that's really solid. And alt mode. All right, just a quick note, as I was transforming her, I discovered that she does have a bicep swivel of sorts. It's near the top of the shoulder, but it's necessary for the transformation. So if you can see there is a disc peg, and that means that the arm can turn around. So just FYI, she does have a bicep swivel. All right, so we've got a wing of Arcee here. Not a lot of meat on them bones, but you know. So in addition to the bicep swivel, there is, as I found out, a double elbow joint. So there's the main swivel joint, and then there's the one here at the forearm. So apparently that's also going to be useful for transformation, but you do have 2 points of articulation at the elbow. All right. All right, she's looking really cool. I think they did a great job with this motorcycle mode. Things tab together pretty well. It really is a tension fit when it comes to the bottom here, when you're tucking the legs in and you have to tab those in. The tabs are what's, I think, really holding it together. So it's not like it's a great maybe design for transformation, but it works. And who am I to criticize? I don't design things. Anyway, I think it looks pretty good. From the top, it definitely looks a little bit junky, a little bit wide. You can see some of the kibble there, her arms sticking out behind the shields, not covered up. And, you know, oh well, that's a little bit of a give you gotta give for this motorcycle to become the fierce warrior known as Arcee. And she's even got a little kickstand there. It's pretty cool. Just swivels up. swivels down for a kick. And one thing that you might want to just know is that I think some of the paint is a little bit easy to come off, unless it was just like that to begin with. But you see there on the corners, there is flaking there. So the paint may flake a little bit. I couldn't get the nose to tab completely together, although it is pretty flush. Can't really complain too much about that. I like it. I really like this. APC did another good job on a character. I hope they keep churning them out. This is cool. I am so glad to have this Arcee as part of my collection. And I think it's just going to be hopefully one in a continuing line. Oh, as far as the accessories go, I'm still not sure what these are for. So let me know in the comments if you know. I would love to know. I'm sure they're supposed to go into some kind of slot on her fairing or something like that, but I don't know. So help out us other fans and let us know if you know in the comments. Also, got to show you what her alt mode looks like with these blades attached. So there's these two little posts here, and this I think goes on the other side. And we've got two little holes here. There, those translucent blue ones. And I believe they're supposed to tab in. Right there. Let me see if I can get it pushed in. Let me try it off camera real quick. There you go. Blades are on. And they look pretty cool. I don't think they really add to the motorcycle realism, but you know, if you're trying to go for more of an aggressive Transformer fighting machine look, not so bad. Now these blades do have like two sets of holes, it looks like, and these pegs, one is larger than the other, so just be aware of that. And these holes, there's a series of 4 of them. So I guess maybe there's 2 different mounting options. The other way I mounted it didn't look so great, but I'll show you what that looks like too. So if you mount the one that was on the left on the right and vice versa, then you get this aggressive, like, digging blade look. That's kind of cool too. The only thing I don't like is the translucent blue plastic, you know, just really being apparent there. But, you know, small price to pay for a little bit of an extra accessory there to make that thing look a little bit more tough. So there's a second option. Now, there is also a third option I've discovered. I'll show you that. There you go. Blades can be up. Kind of interesting. Nothing that I'm going to use, I don't think. I like more of the real world aesthetic of just the motorcycle. And there's even a fourth way you can mount these, but then they're going to be pretty much dragging on the ground. So there you go. Now those attachment points for her arms are about the same height as the, well, actually even lower than the kickstand. So you don't even need the kickstand, I guess, and you can probably just set it down. Yeah, completely stable. Oh, actually. So it still has to tilt one way or the other. But there you are. Maybe some of those attachments are more useful than others. But there you are, 4 ways to attach the arm blades in alt mode. Also, if you're an eagle eye, you might have seen that there's a paint chip here on the tail. So just be aware that this paint either might be chipped when it gets to you already, or it might chip when you're handling it. So you may need to do a little repaint on this once in a while, depending on how much you handle it. One small critique is that you can see her hands there on the inside of the body of the motorcycle. If they had been able to just flatten out those hands and tuck them behind the fairing, that would have been great. But, you know, what do you want? It's a Transformers toy, and overall, it looks really cool. So I found yet another thing that you can do with one of her weapons, and using the fatter of the two pegs, and don't blame me if you ruin your weaponry by doing this. I don't know if that peg really is supposed to be the size for that hole, so I might be expanding the hole on the gun. So, you know, do it at your own risk. But that looks kind of cool. Doesn't look that great from the top because you can see the hollowness of the weapon, but you know, from the side and from the, you know, kind of the front, doesn't look too bad. So there you go. One more thing you can do with the weapons. If you find or have found other things you can do with the weapons, let us know in the comments. It's kind of cool. But it's still a mystery why the guns come with these gun stocks. I haven't found any attachment points for them in her alt mode, and as you saw, her hands can't hold the gun stocks. Since I don't have an open First Edition Arcee, then I'm just going to compare Angel Engine here to my boxed, packaged First Edition Arcee, and go ahead and put her right there. And first, let's look at that weapon there. Here's Angel Engine's weapon, and as you can see, they are the same class. This is the same size, and the weapon, at least, matches. Now, as far as the motorcycle is concerned, you can see here roughly the size and the details here. You got that double fender right there on the rear, and you've got the silver and gray on her abdomen, and you've got that translucent headlight in the front. And here's Angel Engine, and as you can see, they are the same. So here's just confirmation that Angel Engine is indeed the same class, if not the same exact mold as the First Edition Arcee from Hasbro. And alt mode. One improvement that there seems to have been made from the First Edition official releases to the APC release is that the windshield now has a single seam joining it at the front of the fairing, as opposed to the First Edition where it's actually got a double seam because there's a centerpiece that the two side fairings push up against. I guess that's an improvement from APC Toys, or it's just an improvement that they stole from the Bic Camera and Edition Electronics Store's sweepstakes version. And here she is without the blades. I prefer this look, just that normal sports bike look, like she could actually blend in with the world around her. Although with the blades on it, I guess you could have kind of like a Hayabusa look, right? She looks good all the way around. Oh, about those mystery accessories, the parts that I thought were the gun stocks for Arcee's two cannons are actually posts, so that you can mount her cannons on her forearms. And using those same ports on her arms, you can fit the smaller blades, making her arm blades more like the show. The First Edition blades that she has are ridiculously oversized, and APC gave you those, but they also gave you the Dr. Wu-esque smaller blades as well. Also, here are some cool mounting options, which I haven't tried yet. These photos are of the Dr. Wu kit from way back in 2012 and 2013. Surprisingly, the Dr. Wu blasters work with the smaller Robots in Disguise and Arms Micron versions of Arcee, and that makes more sense of those gun stock adapters as well. Okay, time for the MixelPix Transformers Prime Time scale comparison, and since I don't have a Transformers Prime scale chart yet, though one is supposed to be coming from Mike Lorber, but for now, we're just going to compare APC Toys Angel Engine, their version of Transformers Prime Arcee, with a couple of other Transformers Prime toys. So let's bring in the lady of the hour, APC Toys APC 005 Angel Engine, their version of Transformers Prime First Edition Arcee. And our first comparison is with First Edition Optimus Prime and APC Toys' own Dark Master APC 002, their weathered Megatron. All right, all in all, I think they look good together. I think Arcee fits Optimus Prime, and as we found out with Megatron, Dark Master, the battle-worn version, he might be a little bit too big for the scale between him and Optimus, but I do like the size difference, and it's got to go on down the line to Arcee. So Arcee is going to be that much smaller than Megatron, and I think that's cool for a villain and hero kind of dynamic. So I'm cool with it. I think she looks good. I think she blends in pretty well with this set. If anything, maybe she's a little too blingy, but I'll have to see how I like Attack Prime 2.0 from APC, the one that has all of the Chrome editions and such, the special edition of their Attack Prime. And maybe then they'll blend a little bit better. But I think she does look good. She's a good addition to my collection, and there you have it. Okay, final thoughts about APC Toys' Angel Engine APC 005, their homage to First Edition Transformers Prime Arcee. The blue paint is fragile. You'll probably be looking into having to touch up some paint at least in the future if you don't want her to have just a battle damaged look. But I'm looking forward to doing some paint work and maybe getting into customizing. So if you have any paint brand recommendations from your own experience with action figures or Transformers, I'd love to hear them. I'm thinking Tamiya paints. Also, the shoulder and hip joints could use some tightening. I've heard that there's a joint stiffener called Kiki, K-I-K-I, but I don't know if it works on ball joints. So if you know, please let me and us other fans know what might work on these ball joints by putting it in the comments below. Also, an ankle tilt would have been awesome. There seems to be limited feet posability so far, and being able to tuck her hands away in alt mode so that you don't see them as part of her motorcycle mode would have been an improvement over the original First Edition version. All in all though, APC's TFP Arcee is a solid addition to my TFP collection, and I'm looking forward to hopefully more and better offerings from APC in the future. Finally, a point of curiosity, is Dr. Wu the same as APC Toys? What's the connection there? All right, my fellow Transformers fans, that's it for this episode. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We are near that 500 subscriber mark. Let's see if we can get it up to 600. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you come here and you watch often anyway, why not just subscribe and get notified anytime that a new video drops? Of course, you have to hit the notification bell to make sure that that happens. Also, if you are subscribed, help me out by hitting that like button and showing other people that this video is worth watching. Until next time, happy collecting and be prime to each other, everybody.